how can I connect the chat? Here we go, chat. Everyone. I think this is actually, that's Zoom. So that's just with you I'm sharing. Okay, hold on a minute. Restream. If anyone is watching this, welcome. And I'm still figuring out how to connect the chat window, so let me just get that going. Restream, where's the chat? Chat app, okay, let's open up chat app, open in browser. I hope that this is actually connected. Is anyone out there? And we'll see if anyone can tune into this. Okay, so hello, Marcus. Welcome. And if hopefully people are, yes, okay. Chris Clark is tuning in from Periscope. Okay, hi, Chris. I'm happy it's working. All right, Marcus, welcome. I want to introduce you to everyone out there. And while we are waiting for people to gather, let's just chat about how we know each other. And let me move this. Oh, the only problem is that I'm looking at the chat. And how am I going to watch the chat while I also capture the screen here? Preview.
I can see it only in a tiny window.
Yeah, but what else can you see out there? Everyone's probably just watching me respond to the chat.
Only that frame where it says ideas don't come out fully formed.
Yeah. Oh, you can see that. Well, that's good. What can y'all see out there? Out there. I think it's probably just tuning into this little chat window. I don't want to do the whole thing. So where is, let's get Zoom back open. How do I see you again?
I don't know.
Show active speaker, both. Here we go. All right, so here is what we want to actually show. And I chose this quote today to be what we open on because I've been putting off doing this for a long time because I've been having trouble with the technology, and I wouldn't say I'm totally ready on the technology, but I'm really getting tired of waiting and starting it. So the only way for me to figure this out is to just do it and work through the problems. Oh, and then how am I going to get that to stop echoing? Oh, I got to turn, I have to mute. Bear with me, y'all. Let me mute the, okay, I see all of y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Help me troubleshoot this. Let's mute the actual live stream studio. Can I kill that? Kill that. So we only want the chat open. New tab, and then let's make it small. And then hopefully that'll solve our audio problem. We'll move you into the little corner here. Partial screen. Okay, thanks y'all. All we see is the chat. Good feedback. Okay, cool. Now you guys can kind of see, and hopefully now let me take this screen sharing off. Stop share. Here we go. Are we working?
Yay!
Now let me move the chat window. Oops, no. Chat window, which I think is now in Chrome. Oh, actually, I think I can open up in just Restream chat. Okay. Let's just close that. Let's put that to over here. Can we make it a little narrower? Yes. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for bearing with us. How do I close this now? I just want to minimize that. Okay. Good. All right, everyone can see everything. Perfect. And welcome. So is that backwards? I should have carved it backwards. Marcus, when you see that, is it backwards?
I can see it forward.
Oh, you can? Weird. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. This is the first live interactive broadcast that I want to start doing these more if I can figure out the system. And this is my friend Marcus Saunders. We've known each other 20 years.
Yeah.
How do I split the screen? I want to split it so you can see you better. Or maybe just
21 years.
Why don't you talk for a minute and let me see if it'll pop up to show you. Marcus,
Okay.
Tell me a little about yourself.
About myself, yes. I am living in England. I'm German. I met Griffin through my belated husband. And yeah, we know each other over 20 years, which is a long, long time. And I was just visiting her in February, just before the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. I'm really happy actually we got to do that because you showed me how to make sourdough and sauerkraut, which is why when you recently you posted a video or posted a photo of the pumpkin. What do you call this? Sweet and sour pumpkin?
Yeah, it's a sweet and sour pickled pumpkin.
Sweet and sour pickled pumpkin. I really wanted to get that recipe from you, and then I thought a lot of people probably have leftover pumpkin at their house, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity for everyone to try it. Marcus has been trained in Germany. You went through the chef apprenticeship program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I used to start at the Four Seasons when I was about 15 and work myself through all the ranks over 3 years. The apprenticeship is for 3 years. I fully qualified in 87 and worked for 10 years at the Four Seasons before I started going another way in my working life.
And then when I met you, you were a travel agent, back when travel agents existed.
I was a travel consultant for almost 12 years. And then I was selling lighting and the well-known around the world lava lamps, but the real ones. And now I'm selling high-end fabrics for almost over 11 years now.
I'm trying to figure out, Marcus, right now how to make you larger when you speak. It normally does that automatically for me, but I've been messing with all these settings trying to get this to work as a live stream. Now it doesn't seem to be doing it. Let me just wait a moment and see if anyone in the chat has. If there's something below your shoulders in the video, can't see it. Oh, yes. Well, we're working on that right now. Can you click his video to put him up?
Sorry?
Replace pin, make host, rename, put in waiting room, remove, stop video. No, I'm trying to make you larger. I thought there was an option to make it a split screen, which was what I was hoping for. Gallery? Oh, there we go.
I can just click myself. And make
no, here we go. I think we got it. So we can see each other equally now.
Okay.
Okay. Mark Zuckerberg knew what he was doing. Now we're learning as we go here. Okay, so before we get started, let me just circle back to what you said about being a chef in Germany. So my brother, after he left the U.S. Air Force, he moved to Germany because his wife is German, and they live in Germany now. And he did about 1.5 years of that program, and he said it was harder than the American military. Can you tell me about your experience when you were becoming a chef?
I totally agree. I was feeling very small, very little, a little light in the cog work of kitchen working, but it was also very inspiring. And I still love cooking, even though I don't like cooking in a hotel anymore, but I love to surprise friends and family at any time of the year, whatever it is.
One thing I've really noticed about you and your cooking is you're so fast and efficient at it. Because every time that we've cooked together, when we were in England, maybe three or 4 years ago, I came and visited you and Ryan in England.
Yes.
And you were just like a whirlwind when you were putting together a bunch of dishes. And then same when you came here and we were making a huge pot of sauerkraut, which is actually very labor intensive. Marcus is very, very fast and efficient. I don't think you've lost any of your skills, even though you've moved on career-wise.
No.
Well, and now you're living on a farm, right?
It's a nursery. It's a plant nursery. So we're normally growing plants to sell them on for people who like to grow vegetables. But we have a big greenhouse, and we have lots of outdoor space and muck heaps where beloved pumpkins grow the best.
How many pumpkins did you bring in this year? Do you know?
trailer loads, quite a lot. And we had last week or the week before, we had a village competition, who is growing the largest pumpkin, and we started growing the seedlings, and then the village community could buy them, grow them, and who got the largest one got a prize.
Oh, so you sold the seedlings and held the contest, and then the people who bought
the village held the contest. We were just growing the seedlings, and everybody was getting a tiny plant, and then from there they were on their own.
Okay.
And me and my pumpkin, I missed out by 100 grams, third place.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And just to put in perspective, the largest pumpkin weighed about 49 kilos, which is just over 100 pounds.
Oh, it looks like I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it looks like, according to our chat, Brian and Wi-Fi Toaster, actually not Wi-Fi Toaster, Aaron, say that they're only able to hear you and see me on YouTube. Is that true? Okay, let me just ask everyone who's tuning in from Facebook and other places. Are you able to see Marcus? Because earlier somebody said they could at least see you small. So I wonder, when I changed it to split screen, did that make him invisible for some of you?
I don't know if they can see me now bigger.
Well, I see you bigger now. And this should be just capturing the screen through OBS. So I don't know why you would be disappearing now, unless that was an outdated comment. Don't see Marcus anymore. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to switch it back.
Hang on. Can they see me now?
I think it's not a problem on your end.
Okay.
I think you're doing your best over there. I'm the one here who doesn't know how to do anything technological. Okay, so everyone says they can hear you. No, we can see black to left, but you are the furthest right of the screen. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. No, we can see black to the left, but you... I wonder if it has something to do with how this is framed. If I just move things around, I wonder if that makes a difference. Did that make a difference for anybody out there? Just moving the video tab over. Can y'all see him? And it's the same on Facebook. It's just, okay, well, here, we're going to have to make you small. It sucks because at least I feel like I can actually see you when we speak. But speaker, we'll switch to speaker. Wait, if I do full screen, what does that do? That makes it difficult for the chat. Oops. Oh, no. Hold on a minute. We'll just close this preview because that's confusing everything. That's OBS. Zoom. Chat. Sorry, Marcus, just bear with me for a minute. Damn it.
I'm just gonna wet my lips.
Sexy. Okay, so full screen makes it harder to maneuver around, and I don't think that's really helping. Okay, let's go back to... Not that. Let's go back to the speaker, and then hopefully whenever you're speaking... Can I just make you bigger over here? Hold on. Ooh, that might work. Are you noticing any of... You probably don't notice anything because you're just going through Zoom right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring the chat back. Damn it, that's not the thing I wanted. Ugh. We're doing the chat now through Google Chrome. Okay. Google Chrome. Now, can I just isolate this window and close this? This is probably really painful for somebody out there who's got skills at this to watch. Where are you now? Why aren't you here? I can't seem to have this.
Maybe they can give me a hint.
Maybe I can make my end smaller. I just want to be able to see the chat at the same time. Next time, what I'm going to do is either have another laptop next to me with the chat in it, or have it on my phone if I can figure out a way to do that. And then we will start cooking one of these days, for real.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to that.
Just you, hey Griffin. All right, sorry, y'all. There's Marcus. Okay, that's working. Great, except that I can't see the chat. So that is the downside here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, because when I open the chat, it opens up all of this stuff. Or it closes my window. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to do it manually. Okay, so why don't we just get started, and then here and there, sorry, your chat window right now is minimized, so I won't be able to see you as you're going, but I'm going to take periodic breaks as we're going through the progress of the pumpkin stuff, that I will take a break and I'll get questions from you. So if you have any questions for us, for Marcus or me about the cooking process or anything, I think for every step I will stop, and then we'll take a look at the chat, and we'll just see what you guys are saying. But for now, I'm not able to do all of that at the same time. So let's go ahead and, before we move on, actually, I wanted to talk about when we met. So back in 1999, I met Marcus through Ryan, because Ryan, his late husband, we were both in the same German class for foreigners who were working in Germany. I was a nanny, and he was a stable boy, I think, at that point, right?
Yes, he was.
So he was working at like a horse ranch in Germany, and I was working for a German family, watching their two daughters. And then we were both, both of our employers were paying for us to get better at German. And so then it was one day after class, I think you came to pick him up, and then our great friendship began.
It did. It absolutely did, yes. Yeah, it wasn't just a horse ranch. It was actually one of the biggest horse ranches who are training the German police force on horse.
Oh.
So all the horses trained or used by the police were trained there.
Oh, that's really cool. So they were all like special, they were police horses, cop horses. Were the horses like, did they do special tricks like the canine unit?
No, they get specially trained, so they're not shying away when there is loud noise, lots of light, flashing lights and crowds, etc. So that's all going to be muted out somehow. So they're actually responding as they would be just alone with the rider and themselves.
Okay.
They don't care about cars. They don't care about traffic. They're keeping really calm.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, cool. I didn't realize that at the time. That's the first time I've heard that. Or at least if I knew it 20 years ago, I've forgotten it since. And then at some point after I came back to the United States, you guys came to visit me and some other friends that were friends of yours in Oregon. And then that was, what, in 2000, 2001 maybe?
It was 2000 because it was my 30th birthday.
Oh,
if you remember, we went down to San Francisco.
I remember that trip. That was a wild trip. We got into some trouble in San Francisco.
We did. Let's not get into that.
No, there's probably a few different moments in our history together we can't actually get into.
The biggest trouble was Ryan.
Oh, that's true. And then then I saw you, I went to England a few years ago, and then you came here recently to Texas, and then you showed me sauerkraut, and you showed me how to do sourdough, which my sourdough is still alive. It needs to be fed, but from whenever, it was maybe about a year ago, I guess in March. Yeah, it needs to be fed, but here's still kicking.
Yes, perfect. Mine is still alive when I came back and started in February.
I've heard of some sourdough recipe or some sourdough starters that have lasted for generations. People pass down.
The oldest one here in England, I think, is 140 years old.
That's crazy. Can you imagine the pressure of keeping that alive, though? Because if you ruin it, you get one bad batch. I'm sure they've got special fridges dedicated only to sourdough. Okay, so I think we should go ahead and get started. I'm not sure if anyone out there, if any of you have decided to follow along, but if you happen to have a pumpkin left over from Halloween that's still good, you can follow along with us, and we can preserve these, and you'll have pumpkin to enjoy later. How long does this whole process take from beginning to the jars? Do you want to show everyone what the finished jar that you showed me earlier?
Well, yeah, I've got one here. I don't know if people can see this.
I think they can. Let me just double check with the chat that they can see everything. All you see is the chat. Is that still true? Or is that, hold on a second, let me scroll down. Oh, I think that's an old message. Scrolling. See if just double check to make sure people are seeing things. Mark is in a small portion of view, but that doesn't bother me as much for the chat. You can go to chat, restream chat on your phone to see them separately. Okay, that's good. Let me put that on my phone, and then we don't have to worry about the chat anymore.
Yeah.
Chat.restream.io chat, and then I think probably if I just log in. Yes, let me log in real fast. I had to do all my passwords over. So I had to upgrade laptops because I wasn't able to get the new version of OBS.
As we were talking about Ryan, that is Ryan.
Can everyone see Ryan? Ryan was incredibly funny.
He was. Absolutely. 1 in a million.
Mm-hmm. The Wicked Witch.
Yes, and he liked his yeehaw.
Okay, let me just log into this real fast.
I'm not sure if you remember when he was wearing the last time we came to Oregon, and he was wearing the almost like jeans style cowboy hat.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, you must have. That one.
Let me double check this real fast to make sure I can get logged in. No, that's not it. Let me try the other one. 2 seconds.
Yep. Not sure if she's getting a charger.
Of doing all of these updates, I had to change about like 5 different passwords, and now I'm completely confused. And now I have to click on all the crosswalks before we can proceed. I think that's all of the crosswalks. Oh my god, traffic lights. It's getting remarkably hard to do anything. Save it.
Security.
Fire hydrants now. Apparently I must be doing it wrong if I have to do this many. That's not a bicycle. There are no bicycles in this. This is an incredibly boring stream so far, and I really do apologize, y'all.
It will be all good. The next one will be better.
I'm not able to log in. One more time, just a second.
Sorry, folks. It will be worth it. I know that.
Okay, here we go. I think this might work. Unless I'm all alone in here. I see 43 eyeballs, so that must be working. Testing. Oh yeah, so this one that says Restream IO, that is me. But can I see y'all? Would somebody mind responding to the chat just to see if I can see it on my phone, and then I'll close this one. All right, as soon as I do that, I'll have some confirmation. I know, technology, yes, exactly, Sam Phillips. Hi, okay, thank you, Brianna, perfect. I'm gonna close Restream chat here so we can get back to our lives. And let's see, now we've got Marcus there, up in the upper corner. Can everyone see us now? I'm watching here, I can take your questions, and I can keep an eye on what's happening over here now. Hello from Periscope, Aaron. So, Marcus, just so you know, this chat is consolidating people who are talking to us on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, except I don't think anyone is here from LinkedIn, and Periscope, which is sort of attached to Twitter. And so that's kind of the cool thing about it. I can see where everyone's tuning in from. Okay, so let us know. At this point, what I see is me in the center, Marcus in the upper left corner, and then I can see the pumpkin below. If anyone else is having trouble seeing, let me know and I'll keep an eye on the chat. And then if things are going okay, but you have questions about the process or any kind of question, just shout it out, and I'll be taking a look periodically. Okay, I think we might be ready to actually do this thing. What do you think?
Excellent.
Okay, good. What is the first step here?
The first step is to start the brine. The brine is the liquid where we will be soaking the pumpkin in for quite a long period of time. So if you take a pot and pour in the liquid, which is the vinegar and the water mixture, and it's mixed, as far as I remember, 1-to-1.
Okay. And I don't have the recipe. Well, I've got the recipe. Hold on, I got it. You are not in the chat window. So Marcus needs moving left a little bit. Oh. Well, I see you being pretty. Yeah, I don't know. Is he covering me? You're not in the chat window.
Who's not in the chat window?
I don't know what they mean by chat window. Do you mean the main screen, Todd? Okay, well, let's keep moving on, and then we'll figure this out as we're going. Half of your face. Oh, is it because I'm covered by Marcus? Can I move myself over? Okay. View. Let's try... We tried gallery, and it didn't work. I wonder if it has something to do with framing on like YouTube or Facebook. Yep, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to move you over, but then I won't see you. But let me know if you guys can still see Marcus if I move him over a bit. If you can see him, because I don't want to cut him off entirely. So let me know if that's better, y'all. Okay, so how much water and how much apple cider vinegar do we want to mix together?
It depends how much pumpkin you're using. We took the quantity of 1 kilo of pumpkin, which I think it was 4 cups.
4 cups?
I don't have the recipe on my screen because I'm reading it on the phone.
This is the best cooking show that ever existed. Okay, so it says 2.2 pounds of pumpkin meat. Very meaty.
Yes.
1 1/3 cups water, 1 1/3 cups vinegar.
Yeah, so pour the water and the vinegar, 1 1/3 cups. Yeah.
I'm going to move, Marcus, I'm moving you back again just a second because I'm just going to move my body over here, and I think that is apparently going to work. Placement of your computer, it's zoomed in, I can see your chest. Oh. Also, the main item is the fridge. That's odd. Well, the way I see it is...
Maybe main item is not the fridge here.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing is I'm centered. Okay, so let's try this, because we do want you to see the action. 1 1/3 cups of water. I'm trying to make this damn thing today. 1 1/3 cups. Just a moment. I'm going to pour some water. And we want equal amounts water to vinegar.
Yeah. You can use a little bit more water. It's fine.
All right, I'm going to throw a little bit more in there then.
Just a tad. I have to say to everyone, this recipe is not written in stone. It is, you can use a little bit more sweeter. Some like it sweeter, some like it more sour, some like it hot. So you can add some chili flakes if you want. But I wouldn't mess too much with the recipe. But a little bit more or less is perfectly fine.
That's how I feel about most recipes. Maybe not baking.
I prefer I personally prefer to add some yellow mustard seeds to mine.
Oh.
But that's my personal preference. I like to add them because I like the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not distorting it too much. So, and then you can put that on the hob.
Hob meaning the stove? Is that what you mean?
Stove, yes. The fire.
Hob, is that the English term for it? How hot do we?
Yeah, we call it the hob.
How hot do we want to make it?
What, cooking wise? Heating it up.
What temperature am I
No,
cooking?
you bring it to the boil.
Okay.
Yeah. And whilst that is starting, you just add all the spices into the pot as well.
Okay.
The cinnamon stick, you grind one cinnamon stick.
Just a second. Am I framed right now, guys? Everyone told me to go to the right. Now I'm out of frame. One cinnamon stick. Let's do that.
Yeah. In the pot.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ingredients really close to the webcam because I don't know how this is not working, but cinnamon sticks. 1. And then I think I'm supposed to crush some coriander seeds. Is that right?
Yeah, just lightly crush them so they're actually diffusing the flavor into the brine.
Should I not be boiling? Because I think this is going to boil a lot faster than I can get this ready. Should I maybe turn it down for a second and boil it in a minute whenever I have everything?
No, because it has to boil for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, well, let me hurry. Okay, so coriander. We got cinnamon, 1 teaspoon coriander, and I've got a little mortar and pestle here, which is pretty adorable. It's like, I think it's used normally for making salsa. It's made out of concrete.
Lovely.
I've had it for a long time. I bought it in San Marcos, Texas, forever, yeah. Okay, so kind of lightly crush them.
Yeah. Because if you leave them whole, they might not give as much flavor as you would like. So just lightly crush them so they're splitting open a little bit and pour them into the pot.
Oh, that smells good. All right, so that's,
yeah.
I don't know if anyone can see that, but.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Oop. Okay, next step. 1/4 teaspoon cayenne.
Yeah.
So I've got some cayenne in here somewhere.
You can use chili flakes alternative.
Yeah, I might end up using chili powder because I know I have some cayenne
Yeah, but
somewhere.
that is fine. Cayenne pepper is nothing else than a chili.
Alright, I'm going to use some chili powder then.
It's the same.
Hey, it doesn't have the same. This looks darker, but I like chili powder, the flavor of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make mine a little spicier. I like spicy, so I'm going to go with half a teaspoon instead of a quarter. A heaping half teaspoon.
Okay.
Let's be bold. Kind of like starting a live stream when you don't know what you're doing. Okay. What's next on my phone? 2 cloves. Okay, whole cloves. Started to panic that I didn't have it, but I do have some. Do I crush these too?
No, just in as they are.
Okay. 5 cardamom pods. Cardamom. And what about those? Do they stay whole or do they get a little crushed?
They get in whole.
Do we need this mortar and pestle for anything else?
No, it was for the coriander.
Okay, I'll stop asking then for every spice. I love the smell of cardamom.
Yes, it's very nice if you grind it in an electric grinder. it's fantastic for Christmas baking.
Oh yeah. Like you would like to grind.
Cardamom.
Do you like to grind your own instead of buying the pre-ground?
The easier it is if you ground it fresh, it has more flavor than you buy ready ground.
Okay, I'm already boiling over here. Should I set the timer for 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5-10 minutes is fine.
Okay. Is it gonna evaporate all the water out?
Yeah, we can top it up later before we add the pumpkin.
Alrighty. Cool.
Anything else?
Yes, I need to
remember.
1 tablespoon ginger, freshly grated, a bay leaf.
Yep.
I'll throw the bay leaf in now and I'll do that ginger. And then I think I'm supposed to throw some honey in there. And this says forest honey. What is forest honey?
Yeah, it does. It said in my recipe, I personally didn't use forest honey. I just used normal honey.
Okay. I have honey.
Because my favorite honey didn't arrive, which is Tasmanian leatherwood honey.
I'm supposed to do 4 ounces. I don't really know what that is. How
4
much?
ounces is 100 grams.
All right, this is 400. This is almost 500 grams. So a quarter of that.
Yeah. So if you put a quarter in
Okay.
of the squeezy bottle, again, it's not written in stone, but it should be sweet enough because you have to taste it later.
That's quite a lot of honey. Okay, cool. So that's a little over a quarter.
And bit of salt.
Teaspoon of salt. I've got this like pink Himalayan salt. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. It will melt.
A half teaspoon of salt.
Half teaspoon.
Oh, and if you are following along at home, I posted on my Instagram and Facebook the recipe if you wanted to take a look at that. Or you can just follow along here. Okay, there's some salt. And then I'm supposed to do the freshly grated ginger. And the ginger is a tablespoon. Do I need to peel this before I grate it?
No, if you grate it, the peel will actually stay off.
I had a grater here just a second ago. What happened to it? All right, let me grab another one. I've got like 10 of them since I was using for pumpkin carving. So remember that when we were planning this thing and I said I was going to have all this stuff ready in the little dishes? I'm going to check on the chat to make sure that we're not having terrible framing issues still. Too far to the right, you're still way off. I don't know, because what I'm seeing here is like absolutely normal.
I can see you right centered. It's absolutely centered. It must be something to do with the other platforms.
Maybe, let me open up Facebook here and see if I can see what's happening on Facebook really quickly. Go to my profile.
It doesn't matter if you're a little bit off, but...
Oh yeah, that does look kind of strange. It's like just the very top. So I wonder if I should push it back, if I just can go wider with the framing, if that'll help. Let me know if that helps a little bit, just standing back further and pushing the laptop back further. Meanwhile, I really need to get this stuff in that pot.
Yes, because you need the onion as well.
Oh, right, I need to cut one up.
Yeah.
Maybe I should call Millie in here.
And the easiest way is just to peel the whole onion, half it, quarter it, and then cut it in slices.
Sliced from quarters?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 2 quarters together, so the half, and then easy fix. And it should smell already.
It does smell, yeah. Definitely can smell the vinegar. Definitely can smell the ginger.
Yeah. And don't forget the 5 ounces of sugar.
Oh, right. Good call.
4 ounces or 5 ounces. depending how sweet you like it.
What is? Let me take a look and see what that'll be. I think you wrote down the cups measurement.
No. I wrote 4 ounces of sugar because it's 100 grams. It's about 4 ounces.
Yeah, but what does that mean in American, Marcus?
It means 4 ounces in America. I'm really getting used to yards and inches at the moment.
Oh yeah, because England, you guys use the imperial system, right?
England. No, imperial system is gone, but we're using the metric one.
Oh, I thought England was still on imperial. Okay, so how long have you lived in England?
Right.
What year did you move there again?
We moved here in 2007.
Am I doing the whole onion or just the half of it?
It's up to you.
I like a lot of onion. Let's just do all of it.
Yeah, chuck them in.
Whoa, it's bubbled up like crazy. Should I add some water to it? It's starting to look pretty foamy.
Add a little bit of water if you want to, because the onions have to soften. So
Okay.
just a dash.
Okay. You stir it a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, I'll bring the laptop over to see what this looks like.
Okay.
Okay, let me just switch back to that chat really fast and see if how everyone's doing in there. We are still way off. We are. I don't know what we are means, Jamie. I don't remember the question that I asked. Okay, so a little bit of sugar. 4 ounces, which if we said that this was 10 ounces, right? So really not a lot of sugar.
It's about, I think, half or 3/4 of a cup.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. About that much?
Yes, perfect. And stir it all in and then let it simmer until the onions are a little bit softened. And then take a little spoon and taste it. And you should actually taste like a sweet, sour, honey, peppery brine.
It's, my eyes are burning from the onion and maybe the vinegar. So, how long did we let that sit for? Maybe a few minutes? Or what do you think?
Sorry?
How long do you think it'll take to soften those onions?
A couple of minutes.
Okay. Cool. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the next step, so I'm not, in case there's anything I can prepare right now.
Yes.
To make life easier.
Move everything out of sight off the pumpkin.
Okay.
So that everybody can see your pumpkin chopping.
Oh, we're done with all the spices, right? So I can throw those back?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we're going to be slicing. Did you ever teach cooking? Other than me?
About what?
Did you ever teach cooking other than me?
Yeah, a couple of friends, they came to cooking classes to my house. And I think it was quite glutton cooking. We were eating so much that most of the time, if anybody came over, they stayed in the lounge and they stayed over because they were too full to move at all. It's like food baby coma.
All right, let me see if everyone... Okay, this question is for the chat out there, y'all. I would like to get the pumpkin in view so you can see the slicing. Let me know if you can see it from where you're looking. And let me angle this down a little bit because it was showing most of the top of things. Can you see the pumpkin? Doesn't matter if you can't see my head.
Yes, perfect.
Waiting to see if anyone is still in the chat might be letting me know. Type a message. Can y'all see the pumpkin question mark? Half of it. Do I need to go up or down on that camera view? That That's really frustrating that this, if it's capturing the screen, it's so strange to me that it wouldn't capture all of it. I can see the top left of the pumpkin. So, I don't know what to do here. Is it just incredibly zoomed in? I wonder if there's something I can do to fix that. Hey, Millie.
Whoa.
I need your help. Can you get your laptop? Yes. I really have to hurry, please. Okay, I think this might be done. Should I take it off of heat?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that because I'm worried it's going to just evaporate.
Just switch it off for the moment.
Okay, and Millie's going to grab her laptop so we can actually see what this looks like, and then I can frame it better. I'll go ahead and just start preparing it. Should I take the top off of it? Your laptop, can you set up over here so we can kind of see what is being seen? People are saying they can't see the frame, that it's framed weird. Like what I'm seeing is not what they're seeing. So if we could get open on maybe on Facebook or YouTube, maybe YouTube, just mute it so we don't have the delay in sound, please.
It smells weird.
Yeah, that's the brine. Millie thinks it stinks in here.
I wouldn't say it stinks.
It smells weird. Well, sweet and sour is kind of an odd scent anyway. Do you remember Marcus? Were you here when he was here?
Hi, Millie.
Hi, I think so.
It's super zoomed. Is there something I can do to unzoom it? Is that a setting in OBS
Probably
maybe?
OBS, yeah.
Do you know how to mess with OBS? All right, Millie might be our tech support person here. Okay, if you can figure out how to get this.
What am I looking at?
I don't know, it's doing some weird things.
What is this? What's happening?
I don't know.
I've never looked at OBS like this before.
Well, do you have a way you normally have it set?
Well, the thing that I'd want to make sure is that, your screen is, like, matching the red lines. It's just really hard to tell because everything is, like...
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
So you don't know how to fix this?
I don't know how to fix this.
Okay.
I'm not a super genius. You keep saying I am, and I'm not.
Studio mode, is it... Maybe it shouldn't be on...
I don't know.
That, hold on a minute. OBS. Scene selection.
Oh, it's crusty as heck.
Well, here, can you figure out at least what it looks like, and maybe we can just figure out how to adjust
Yeah.
display capture.
Yeah, okay, so right now...
Okay, this is, I'm going to set it up now. Do I?
It's zoomed like this. This is what it looks like.
Why? Okay, so we can make Marcus smaller, because you're actually larger than you look.
Hey, I'm 6'3".
And then I need to get over to the left side of the camera for some reason. And then we'll put the pumpkin down there. And that's really delayed. That's like so delayed.
Oh, no. That's... I skipped forward a bunch.
Oh yeah, can you skip to the end? Alright, can y'all see that maybe? I'll push you back as far as possible. I'll stand back as far as possible.
It looks like this. Just point it down more.
Yeah, but then I can't get the whole thing in. Alright, well. But then it actually cuts it off from the screen. That's so strange that it would. Alright. That's probably better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the cuts. Take off the top first.
Do you want to
Yep.
get my laptop like this?
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Thank you. Do you have enough power to leave it like that for a while?
How long is this going to be?
I don't know. Well, we're not making very fast progress because of the tech problems.
Yeah.
Do you need it for school right now?
No, I got my computer.
Thank you. All right. So we want to clean out the guts.
Yeah.
I love the smell of pumpkin.
Yeah, you can even pick out the pumpkin seeds, soak them in salt water, sprinkle them with a bit of sea salt, and toast them in the oven, and they taste absolutely divine.
I didn't know you have to soak them in salt. I've never done that before. I've always just thrown them in the oven. But then they get hard and chewy. I guess does that keep them, make them easier to chew?
Yeah, if you soak them in a little bit of salt water and sprinkle them with a bit of salt, they're going nice. They're absolutely yummy.
Do you put olive oil or anything on them?
And don't toast them too long, because they're going rock hard.
Don't toast them too long with what?
Well, no. Just throw them in the oven and roast them in the oven. For, I don't know, you have to check from time to time. I think I did mine about 10-15 minutes max.
Okay. What temperature did you cook it at?
Medium heat.
Okay. I'm
I don't know.
That's
You're doing it Fahrenheit, and I don't do Fahrenheit.
I heard somewhere that Fahrenheit, 100 degrees, the whole system of Fahrenheit is based off of 100-degree Fahrenheit, which was the temperature of like Fahrenheit's wife while she was ovulating. And I don't know that that's true, but it's entirely arbitrary if it is true. Okay, so I've cleaned it out mostly. There's a little bit of stringiness, but
yeah.
So now, should I slice it up, or how do you normally chop it? Do I take off this ring?
Yeah, I normally half it.
Okay.
Once it's that size.
Now my hands are slippery, so knives are getting scarier. Okay.
Yeah, and then cut them in whatever sizes you feel comfortable to peel it.
Okay.
So you can put them in that size. I always made them wide enough or too narrow enough so you can peel them with a peeling knife.
Like a paring knife?
Yeah.
A peeler probably wouldn't work, right?
No. The peel is too hard, and you have to cut the stringy. If you cut too little away, you will see almost like little veins in the skin, and that will go hard and horrible.
Okay.
So you just want the orange flesh, but you don't want the hard, skinny bits.
Let me,
I think it's good enough now.
And this is another thing you told me I should probably do in advance, but nope. Then the pumpkin would have been so cute for so long. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
I need a little rag. It's slipping and I don't want to cut myself. Will you help me frame that up, Molly? Can you help adjust the camera so it actually films the pumpkin?
If I can give you a little advice, if you put a kitchen towel, a wet one, under the chopping board, it doesn't move.
Oh yeah, that's a nice idea. Tips from the chef.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect. If you can kind of adjust until you find the right. Maybe you have to get closer. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to make it easier. Chainsaw would make this a lot easier.
Does this work?
Yeah, that's good.
Are you using the whole pumpkin?
Oh, should I not be?
Well, you have enough moisture or enough liquid to do 1 kilo.
Which is 2.5 pounds?
If you want to do the whole lot, just double it up, probably.
We don't need to do the whole. No, but that's okay. I only have so many jars, so I'm okay with it not being the whole amount. I was just doing all of it. So we'll just try to get. I don't have a scale with me, so I'll have to kind of guess to be how much 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds.
If you cut them in about 3/4 of an inch size cubes, ish. Not being pedantic. I'm not being German. I'm not being.
You're allowed to say that because you are German. So wait, what size do I want to cut them into?
A three-quarter inch, so 2 by 2 centimeters squares.
Okay.
Ish. So
So pretty
small enough, but they should all be fairly unified.
Yeah, because we want them cooking at the same rate. So do these actually end up getting cooked, or do they just sit in moisture for a long time?
Yeah. And they absorb quite a bit.
What about this around that size?
That's the size you want.
That's okay? It's maybe closer to an inch, but I'll try to keep it around that size.
And whilst you're chopping away, I'm just gonna get the open jar so people can see, I don't know if they can see me, what it looks like when they're done on the plate.
Yeah, I'm always looking at you now. You've got a sizable window, so they should be able to see.
Okay.
That would be helpful for me too, if I could see what you did. And then I have to try to guess 2.5 pounds because I don't have a scale. Most people in the U.S. don't really cook with a kitchen scale. It's like cups and spoons. I'm going to tune into the chat for a second just to see how y'all are doing. And as I said before, if any of you have any questions for me or Marcus or comments or anything, just let me know, other than just my problems with broke YouTube. The Hall of Mirrors? Hall of Mirrors again. What do you guys mean by
back.
Hall of Mirrors? Is that when we had OBS opened? Or are you talking about right now? Let me know if you guys are having cell phone problems, or if it's, from what I can see on Millie's YouTube, or the Millie opened up my YouTube, it seems like things are doing okay now. But let me know if you're still having issues. Glued.
Griffin, did you find the raisins?
Oh, I do have raisins. Hold on, let me grab them. Was I supposed to add them to the sweet mixture? How many raisins do I need?
I can't remember. I do it by eye.
100,
handful.
Yeah, 100 grams. So that should be about this amount of honey I put in, which is
A handful.
Yeah, I'd say a sizable handful.
Yeah.
Do I need to cook those?
Yeah, just chuck them in. So they're plumping up.
I'm glad you remembered that because I would have forgotten the raisins.
That's fine. And you might wanna show how the liquid is looking.
Let me do that just a moment. All right. So how much would you say when it comes to 2.5 pounds?
I would say, looking at your glass thing, your glass pourry thing where you put it in.
Yeah.
Probably 1.5 of those.
Okay. That's going to use a lot of this pumpkin, I think.
And it's very good way of using a pumpkin. I know I've done a American version of the pumpkin pie with pecan and caramel topping.
Oh, yum. That's great for those people who can't decide between pecan pie and pumpkin pie. Just do all of it.
Yeah, it was yeah, exactly, but it was absolutely delicious. Again, bit of cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, everything in there that almost makes it taste a bit Christmassy.
Well, there was cardamom in that
or
pie?
like used holidays.
Oh, you mean the cardamom in this? Or were you using cardamom in your pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ever put like nutmeg. Okay.
You're making good progress.
Thank you. We'll get there. We're going to get there. These people are going to know how to make this damn thing by the end of it.
Yeah, and I think the viewers, if they if they follow you now, or they do it afterwards once you've streamed it, it's not very hard to do. As long as you have a pot and you have a lid, and the ingredients, everything is good.
Yeah, so do you actually cook the pumpkin, or do you just let it sit in the brine?
You basically put it when you've got the quantity you want. You put it in the brine. Bring the brine before you put it in. Bring the brine again to the boil quickly. So it's really, 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 really hot.
Okay.
Boiling hot. And then just switch it off, and make sure you stir the pumpkin in the brine. And again, if too much water or vinegar has evaporated, just top it up a little bit. Otherwise, it's very concentrated.
Well, should I put the new water in now before we boil it? Because that would just cool it down if I add more, right?
You can add a little bit. I would say maybe half a cup.
Okay, of water. What about vinegar?
No, because the vinegar doesn't evaporate. It just concentrates.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, it just gets more vinegary if the water in the vinegar evaporates. It gets more sour.
Okay, so this is, I'd say if I filled up this one, would that probably be enough?
Yes.
Okay.
That one, and that should actually be fine. So if you just want to top up the water and then stop chopping.
You want me to put the water in now, or should I wait till I'm done chopping?
Put the water in now.
Okay.
And
I just had a little measuring cup. There it is. So half a cup of water. I think you said half a cup, right?
let me just have a look.
Do you want me to show you what it looks like in the pot?
The water. How much water are you using?
That's about a half a cup.
Yeah, no. Yeah, give it a little bit more.
Okay.
It's fine because you have plenty of spice. That's perfect. Just pour that in, bring it to the boil, and meanwhile chop the rest of the. Put it a little bit on the lower heat so it takes a little bit longer to come to the boil whilst you're finishing off the pumpkin.
I put it on medium.
Yeah.
Medium on the gas stove is pretty hot still.
I did like your cooker.
I love that oven. Yeah, and the oven is convection oven. We did do a lot of cooking when you were here. We had multiple kitchen projects. And when you left, I had things fermenting on my countertop for a month. That sauerkraut was so good, by the way. It was really good.
I made, guess what? I made for my birthday, I made about a huge crock pot, which is normally for bread, like a stoneware pot, which I found on the car boot sale for, I think, £10 or something. And they're normally like 80 quid.
Okay.
So it's a lot of money. And I put a shredded 10 kilos of cabbage for making sauerkraut for my birthday. And it came out absolutely divine.
Was that also from the nursery? Did you grow it there?
Yes, we did. I didn't buy one head of it. Not one. It's all from ours.
I'm sure that's really satisfying.
Yeah.
To make all the things just from the place that you're living and working.
Yeah, a lot of. We're just cooking chili jam.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. The chili plants are absolutely thriving, and I invented the slightly hotter version, which are called firecracker chili jam.
I'm gonna have to get that one from you next. What kind of chilies are they?
It's absolutely delicious. It goes with anything and everything. I even put it on a fried egg.
Oh yeah, I love fried egg. That's my midnight snack. Is a fried egg.
with some cream cheese, a bagel, cream cheese, and the firecracker chili jam on top. Oh,
Okay, I think this is my last little bit of pumpkin.
yeah, that looks pretty good quantity wise.
I haven't been exactly perfect in my sizes, but I'm trying to get close at least.
That is fine. It's as long as they're sort of all a bit equal, they're fine.
Okay.
The last thing you want is some of them are being rock hard because they're not cooked, and the other ones are mushy.
So what kind of consistency should they be like when they're finished? Are they mushy, or because it looks a little bit in the jar when you show them?
Let me show. I don't know if the viewers can see it.
They can.
I've got it here on my plate. I just opened one jar, which is now. Let me just try and. Can you see that?
Yes, I think I can see it, and I'm pretty sure it looks like people can see it.
And you can squeeze them, but they're not mushy. They might fall apart a little bit, but you can press them, and they sort of slightly come apart, but not really a lot. And then you have the onions and the raisins and everything in between. It's almost like a chutney. But, oh man, they're so good.
They look good. Okay. So
I wish people had now smell-o-vision, because even the smell is absolutely divine.
Have you watched Futurama? Okay, I'm turning it up to high because it doesn't seem like it's boiling yet. So I think we're almost ready, right? Once this boils.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm turning
So
it up
I'm
again.
gonna unplug and I'm gonna pull the laptop over here. I mean, we just finally figured out our framing to show what it looks like. Let me get the light on in here. All right, starting. I've got another light. Hold on.
Yeah, let me have a look as well, because there's enough liquid in there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
And then when it gets
So
into a really, really hot boil, I'll throw the pumpkins in there.
Yeah, if it should come once to a really good boil, then chuck the pumpkin in.
I'm getting ready. And then what do I do then? Stir it, or what's the next step? Just so I'm ready for like rapid fire.
Just stir it into the brine.
Okay.
Mix it up.
I'm gonna wait a little bit longer for it to get really hot. And then do I need a lid ready?
Yeah, for later, because the whole reason behind it is that you leave it to, and there's a term in English, I forgot what it is. It's basically, it's sitting in that brine for anything. Some people get impatient. I did. You say between 8 and 12 hours. You let it just sit there and stir it occasionally. Not on the heat. It cools down, and then.
So it's almost like a steam, like it's steaming it, or it gets hot and then it cools down.
Not that. It's just sitting, and it absorbs all the flavor into the pumpkin.
I want to try the flavor before I throw anything in there. There's no.
Yes, taste it. It should be having like a sweet, sour.
Oh, it does taste like sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah.
Yay, success. All right, cool. I want to put more. I think I want more chili powder though. It's not spicy enough. A little more chili powder. Or should I put red chilies in there? I have some red chili flakes.
People slice chilies. I do it with mustard seeds, because mustard seeds are giving heat as well. If you have like really hot mustard, I don't know if you get Dijon mustard in America.
I have some Dijon, but I think it's kind of sweet. I don't think I have anything spicy when it comes to mustard at the moment.
Yeah, Dijon mustard it actually burns your nose away.
I don't have anything that's strong right now, but I do have some red chili flakes somewhere. I just saw them.
Yeah, let's put some chili flakes in it. I've done it before.
Where are they now? Just to embarrass me, they're hiding. Oh, I might have to use the chili powder again because I'm now not able to find my flakes.
You just add some chili powder.
Yeah, I'll do that. Damn it. They were there, I swear, like a minute ago. Okay, a little bit of chili powder. Now that's like a nice rolling boil.
Yes. So now you can switch it off, stir it, switch it off, and chuck the pumpkin in.
Chucking the pumpkin.
Ta-da!
Then I got another bowl of it here. Hopefully everyone can see that.
Okay.
The big dramatic moment.
Perfect.
So stir it up.
Yeah.
And
Stir
then
it up, and make sure that the pumpkin is sort of level. You either shake the pot, or that it's even, so that
so it's all submerged.
everything. Yeah. So it's all marinating nicely, and now it's basically waiting time.
All right.
Have a
So
beer
before I
or
move
two or
on,
three.
is that enough moisture?
Yeah, mine wasn't covered. That's why you go maybe after 2 hours or so, you just turn it over so everything is getting soaked in the liquid.
So put the lid on it and set a timer for 12 hours and stir occasionally?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, timer. Why? It doesn't go up to 12 hours. Well, I can do the math on that. What time is it now? 3-ish? So then 3 in the morning or so it'll be ready?
It doesn't matter if it's 3. You can do less. If you want to finish it off at midnight. I've done it for 9 hours, and I tell you what, mine came out absolutely delicious. So it's not a given 12 hours.
And then I bought a bunch of mason jars. When it comes to jarring everything, I've never done that before. Do you have to do anything for when you seal it other than to screw it on tightly, or do you need to like heat it up?
What I recommend is, do you have screw tops?
Yeah, I have this kind, that has the separate piece with the little seal.
Yeah. Okay. So what you do is, just to keep it sterile, I boil the kettle and squeeze a little bit of, in each jar, squeeze a tiny little bit of vinegar. Vinegar is an antibacterial. So squeeze it in there, fill it up with about an inch with water, and stick it for a couple of minutes in the microwave.
So
and
the
lids.
Not with the lids. The lids are metal.
No, not the lids. And the lids you put in a pot, and you can put them on the stove and boil them for 1 or 2 minutes, and then use them as you go along.
So when they're still warm, does that help with that rubber seal getting connected, or?
Yeah. They're actually sealing better if they're hot, because then they're pulling tight when they're cooling down.
Okay, so take the jar, put a little bit of distilled vinegar and a little water.
Yeah, vinegar and water, so it evaporates, but it then creates an environment that's antibacterial.
Okay, and then you pull out the jars, and then at this point you've got the lids heating up in boiling hot water.
Lids you separate in a pot. You either pour boiling water out of the kettle into a pot where the lids are in, just so they're sterile.
Okay, and then the heat helps also to seal them.
The heat helps. It widens the metal once you screw it on, and when the lid cools, it actually creates a vacuum, and then you hear them pop when they're cooling down.
I guess my aunt used to do canning. Okay, I think I remember what you're talking about. Cool.
Yes.
Okay, and then so in 12 hours or 9 to 12 hours, they'll be ready to put in jars. So do the sterilizing like you talked about. Screw them on.
You're in 12 hours. You bring that pot completely to the boil.
Okay.
Add a little bit of more water. Make sure that there's enough liquid in the pot So it should maybe just get to the rim where it's covering the pumpkin. It shouldn't cover it completely because you don't want to dilute the liquid too much, but you should have enough to top up the jars with the liquid.
Okay.
Because normally you boil bring the pumpkin to the boil. Don't cook them, just bring it to the boil and then jar it up, lid on, jar it up.
Do I jar them when they're hot?
Yes, you jar pickles when they're boiling hot.
Because you don't want any bacteria in there, and then it's closed and they can't get in.
No. It is what you do with pickles. I did it with these. My grandmother's recipe.
Okay, I'm gonna want that too.
They're pickled cucumbers.
Okay.
Sleazy and sour cucumbers.
So
and
put a little water in just to cover just the very top of the pumpkin.
Bring it to the boil and then fill it up into jars and make sure that every jar is up full to the brim with liquid as well.
Okay. And then if I only have a half a jar, do I just check that out?
Just stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge, leave it a couple of days and eat them.
Okay.
Like this.
What do you eat them with? Do you put them on bread, or how do you eat this when it's finished?
Have a nice smorgasbord.
So what, with this pumpkin,
pumpkin, pork meat, cheese, sliced turkey, anything.
Okay. Turkey is nice and appropriate for this. Turkey's good for the season. So before we move on from this process, once this is cooked and once it's in jars, it's edible and it doesn't have to sit on a shelf for weeks or anything, right?
I would recommend to leave them. You don't have to put it in if they're closed tightly and you've done it properly. They should always do a little pop depending on the lid, and then they don't need to be cooled. Ours are standing in crates, and they're not in the fridge.
Okay, so I can put them in my pantry.
Yes, you can.
And then how long?
That's the good thing about hot pickling, because when you put them in the jar once it's boiling hot, it keeps it sterile and the jar locks up. So there's no nasties coming in there.
And then are they ready to eat any day at that point, or should they wait? Should they ferment or sit?
I always recommend let them mature a little bit. Let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay.
You can eat them straight away, but they taste better when they're matured. Mine are now matured. I did them on Halloween. So they're just over a week old.
Okay.
But they're already tasting fantastic.
All right, so I'll just mark the date, and then in a couple of weeks, maybe we'll do a little follow-up Instagram story or something.
Yes.
Cool.
Get some cheese, get some sliced ham, anything you want, put on a nice bread, and enjoy.
This is my first time ever canning. I've been wanting to try it for a long time, so I'm excited, and I'm happy that you showed me how to do it.
Good.
Oh, before we go, we've been absolutely ignoring the chat, other than them giving us tech support the whole time. Let's take a look at the chat before we say goodbye or anything, and see if anyone has questions.
Any questions? Ask.
Mostly everyone's just saying they can finally now see the pumpkin. I'm going to scroll back a little bit and see if there's anything anyone mentioned that might be worth talking about. Mostly it's just people saying, I can't see you, I can't see Well, I'm at least happy that this first one is under the belt, but I got to figure out how to do this to where it's framed correctly, because it was sort of that was not the problem I was expecting to have today. I thought there was going to be an issue about the audio, and I was stressing about audio, and I was not expecting to deal with a random.
And the audio seems to be fine, but it seems different platforms have probably different frameworking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some advice on how to deal with this for the next little thing I do. And actually, let me take a moment too while I'm waiting to see if anyone. Jamie says you should make a nice bread to go with them. I could try to do something with that sourdough.
We can make sourdough.
Can I tell you something? I have tried making sourdough bread 4 times with that sourdough starter, and I have not managed to get it to rise, even adding yeast.
It's about time we do it together.
But it has made some really great quick breads. The flavor is great. But even adding yeast, I haven't managed to that being said, in the past when I've made regular loaves of bread, I've never managed to make a decent loaf of bread. Like I don't know if I just don't have the skill or something. I don't know. So yeah.
No, it is just it takes time. My first couple of breads were abominable. Yeah, you wouldn't feed it to the devil. Honestly, believe me, they were killing machines.
Mine are like rocks too, like heavy, like somehow get more dense than you would ever imagine.
No, it's all in the kneading. You're not kneading it enough.
Okay.
Give it some muscle power. Yeah, you've got some proper girl power arms there.
Not this year, but that might be a good. You know, it's funny. I used to be a dough roller at a pizza place. Like my job was to roll out the doughs and make twists and breadsticks. Yeah. And I had fantastic arms then. It's a great workout kneading dough.
It is, but the more you knead it, the better the dough.
Why is that?
That's the secret. It's because you're working the gluten, so the gluten strands are being stretched. If you don't do that, it goes really rock hard.
Okay.
The more you stretch it and bash it and have a fist workout, bang it, throw it on the surface, do anything that stretches the dough and knead it, stretch it, knead it, stretch it. And the more you do it and give it enough time to rest in between.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to have
In the beginning, if you mix everything together, you should knead it at least 10 minutes.
Okay. Next time, in a couple of weeks when this pumpkin stuff is mature, I'll get a hold of you when I start making my sourdough and see if you're available.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even if we do it on a weekend and we split the time, so we do the making the dough in the morning, because it has to rest for quite some time. So your guests might want to do it alongside, and then it has to rest for 3 to 4 hours for the first rise.
Well, so I don't know that. So to what you're saying about the, I'm not sure yet when it comes to what I'm trying to do right now with this live stream and in future interactive broadcasts.
Yep.
I don't know that it's going to be cooking related every time, or even involving anything creative. Though I think it will probably be creative things, but it might sometimes just be conversations with people too. So I'm trying to decide still what it is I'm doing with the interactive live stream. So when it comes to the sourdough, it may not be this whole complicated thing. It might just be you and me chatting personally, and then maybe we can do some updates on Instagram.
That's fine.
Especially until I figure out how to get this to really work. But I will get a hold of you in a couple of weeks once this is mature, and maybe we can have drinks over Zoom.
Little follow up. I'll make sure I have my gin and tonic ready.
We forgot gin and tonic. Thought we were going to do gin and tonic.
Yes.
How did we forget?
Yes.
I even have juniper berries.
Never mind. Yeah.
The recipe for the sourdough starter. Farscape 3100 wants to know. That was fun. Oh wait, no, I'm just became two people. Brian said, "What's your recipe for sourdough starter?" Is that something you'd be happy to share?
The easiest thing for sourdough starter is start with a really good rye, a full corn rye flour, and you don't need a lot. All you need is about half a cup. If you want to bake later with the bread flour, I'm personally not a big fan of just pure rye bread. For me, it's very heavy, but it's the best thing. Don't get any flour that has been treated. So the more natural from a health food store or something, we can get it here from a what we call earth store, and we know it's freshly milled, because you need the yeast in the air. So all you need is maybe a pot, a glass pot, or a big jar, or something large enough.
We used when we did ours, just to fill in a little bit there, we got one of those really big mason jars, and that had the separate like screw top thing, and then just took off that metal part.
I never lit it up. I'm just putting some muslin on top so it's breathing, and use a cup of the flour with half a cup of, I'm not sure how your tap water is, if it's full with chemicals.
I think it depends on where you are. So we used some spring water, like bottled spring water.
Yeah, I would use some spring water. So just the flour and the spring water and the jar, and then let it sit for 2 days, and you should see action in there over the days.
A colony forming, a new civilization.
Yeah, it's basically the more open surface you have, the more likely is you get a good sourdough.
Oh.
So even if you just put it in a bowl and with water and just leave it in a nice warm place somewhere, just so the sourdough attracts the natural yeast in the air into the sourdough and forms a good colony there. And then I normally jar it up, and then we do the process. You know which process it is.
Yes.
It's day 3, half, discard, and feed it. Yes. And then the next day the same thing, half it, discard, keep a cup full left, feed it. Next day the same.
When we had
and
done
day
it,
6 and 7, you should do it twice a day.
What you told me, or at least what I was doing after you left, and maybe it's not what you told me, but it's what I remember you told me. We would take a half every day or every 12 hours for a while. It was the first few days was every 12 hours, I think, right?
No. The every 12 hours in the last 2 days.
Okay. Anyway, so every day you take, save a half a cup of the sourdough starter, throw out the rest. You mix in a half a cup of spring water, mix that together, and then you add in a cup of flour. And the next day you do it again. You take just a portion of that because it'll start to bubble.
Yeah, it should always be sort of more slightly liquidy.
Mm-hmm. I always have to add a little bit extra water, even going by that ratio. I end up just adding a little bit more just to make it.
There is a nice US website which I can recommend, King Arthur Flour.
For sourdough.
That's where I got my recipe from.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to go on their website, they have recipes for discarded sourdough. They have the best sourdough starter recipe. That's where I've got mine from. King Arthur Flour.
Cool.
And it's an American brand.
And it'll have American measuring cup system.
I think so.
Okay, so that is everything that we can get accomplished, I think, right now, and we're waiting for 12 hours. I'll be posting on Instagram and Facebook, not on...
But just to I reiterate, after 12 hours, bring the whole pot to the boil. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, whilst you start bringing it to the boil, fill the jars with a little bit of water, vinegar mix, put it in the microwave to sterilize, tip the water and vinegar out, of course, afterwards. Fill the jars with the pumpkin mix.
All the way to the top.
Fill it up to the top. You will have space in between. Don't worry about fill the solid stuff into the jars first.
So up to the bottom of the rim here, or all the way up to the top?
It's just all the way up, and the space, you take the liquid, and what I always do is I add a little bit of water once all the pumpkin is out, and you have that almost like a syrup in the bottom. Top that up with a bit of water, and it's a bit like a rule of thumb. Guesstimate how much liquid you need, because add water to that syrup, bring it to the boil, and top every jar up with that boiling syrup.
Okay.
All the way to the top. then put the sterilized caps on and leave the jars to cool.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And then somebody just...
Mature for 3 weeks and eat it.
Someone asked, Brian asked, when getting back to the sourdough, Brian asked, as far as the ratio for the liquid, that you want more of a slurry than more of like a dough.
Yeah, it's not hard, but it's not liquid. It's almost like a
batter.
Mine turns out a little bit like a thicker batter mix.
Yeah, like a really thick pancake mix.
Yeah, a really thick pancake mix.
Mm-hmm. That's usually what I aim for too. And I know that sometimes people recommend storing it dry or whatever for whatever reason, but I haven't done that yet. I've just kept it fairly liquid.
No, I always keep mine in the fridge and I feed it once a week.
I don't always feed mine that often, but I've been checking to make sure there's no things growing in them. And then I've also been reading about...
If it's a little bit slow on its chest, I sometimes mix a little bit of water and mix with a little bit of normal yeast.
Sometimes I've had friends throw theirs out when they've given them some because they forget for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and they have like a dark liquid on top. It's fine.
Yeah, and then it's gone.
It's not gone though. I've been reading about it. It says they only...
No, it's not. No. It's gone on the top. So you
pour
have
that
to
out.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, I get rid of the blackness and I get back to the normal stuff. And then I let it sit out.
I take a new jar and just take the bottom stuff.
Yeah. Because I was reading about it for some other sourdough people, and they say that it's actually very difficult to kill. But the thing you need to worry about is if you see a yellow or a pink streak in it.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous bacteria. The black liquid just means it's really hungry. If you scoop all that off, and then I usually when I've done that in the past, when it's gotten that bad, like the black on top. Not only do I skim it off and feed it and do the whole process, but I usually let it sit, do another 12-hour cycle out of the fridge to bubble and then feed it again.
Don't put it in the fridge. Leave it out. Let it, because the fridge slows the sourdough down. So any movement in the sourdough, it's like slow-mo. Mm-hmm. And you don't want that. If it's hungry, you have to keep them warm. So you leave the sourdough out. And if I take mine out of the fridge, I actually put it in a slightly warm water bath just to keep them a little bit.
You're babying your sourdough.
I pamper mine.
That's cute. Okay, well, this has been highly informative, and I'm really excited actually to taste it. And I wanted to just say thank you to everyone for tuning in and for all of your patience and your tech support and everything as far as like trying to figure out the framing. Marcus, I really appreciate you giving us all of this information. And I'm going to be bothering you again and again probably for more recipes. Now I want to know this pickle recipe.
Yes, that's fine.
Cool. Well, thanks. And next time we chat or Zoom, let's not forget our gin and tonics. I can't believe we forgot that.
Yes, and everyone should have a gin and tonic next time.
Oh yeah, let's plan ahead. We'll have like a signature cocktail. Before I say goodbye, Jamie just said thanks, Griff. This was great, and thanks to you, Marcus. That was Jamie. Wanted to thank you. I want to let all y'all know that I'm going to be trying. It probably won't be Fridays because that's a difficult day to promise. Since a lot of times when I do have work on, Fridays are taken. But I'm thinking about Wednesdays. Of doing a regular weekly live stream similar to this, not the same subject. I don't know what I'll be doing. It'll probably vary, but it'll most likely have a special guest, and it'll be live and interactive. So you'll always be able to like be a part of it and have a conversation with us. So that's the plan. I'm planning on Wednesdays, and I'll be posting more on my social media about all of that as things solidify and I figure out how to get OBS to actually show you what I'm seeing here. Anyway. So stay tuned, and I'll be keeping you all informed. And then we just see anyone else Brian just wanted to say thanks to both of you.
Oh, thanks.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thanks so much, Marcus, and I'll be WhatsApping you in like a split second.
We'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, darling.
Bye.
Bye.